Our country and its taxpayers have been ripped off for more than 50 years, but it is not going to happen anymore.
So here we are. Liberation Day has arrived, and with it, tariffs for much of the world.
Can you talk to me about which businesses have already been affected?
How long have you got?
The good news, Canada's been spared from Trump's new global 10% baseline tariff, but it's already dealing with tariffs targeting the auto sector, steel, and aluminum. So how did we get here? Let's go back.
Started with inauguration. He had something like 26 executive orders.
January 20th. Trump announces 25% tariffs on products from Mexico and Canada, theoretically to stem cross-border immigration and drug smuggling.
Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
February 3rd. Stock markets falling. Trump hits the snooze button, putting across-the-board tariffs on hold for a month. March 4th. The president implements 25% tariffs on all goods and 10% on Canadian oil and energy, citing the trade deficit.
We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer.
So he views certain countries as treating the U.S. poorly and as having different tariff structures that their goods face, and so he's going to reply or respond in kind.
Canadians are reasonable, and we are polite, but we will not back down from a fight.
March 4th. Canada hits back with $30 billion in reciprocal tariffs, everything from pizza, peanut butter, and shampoo, and targeting exports from key Republican districts, such as Kentucky bourbon and Florida orange juice.
Things that we knew would get noticed by key states that are critical to the Trump presidency, that helped elect him to office.
March 6th, another pause. Products that qualified under CUSMA, the pre-existing trade agreement between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico, won't be tariffed. That exception still stands.
March 11th.
Another dismal day watching the Dow.
Trump threatens major tariffs for steel and aluminum. March 12th, the punishing 25% steel and aluminum tariff goes into effect.
Canada is the largest steel exporter to the U.S. Canada is the largest aluminum exporter to the U.S. In fact, these are tariffs that were applied globally, but affect Canada very much disproportionately.
We're seeing job losses. We're seeing plant slowdowns. Hopefully not plant shutdowns. But this is a key sector.
I am announcing that the Government of Canada, following a dollar-for-dollar approach, will be imposing 25% reciprocal tariffs. This includes steel products worth $12.6 billion and aluminum products worth $3 billion.
March 26th, Trump targets the auto sector.
What we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States.
Those tariffs set to take effect on Liberation Day. March 27th, the new Prime Minister gives a wake-up call to Canadians.
The old relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperation, is over.
Which brings us to today. Trump promising a golden age for America.
We could be so much wealthier than any country, it's not even believable.
While some experts forecast a dire downturn for Canada.
How worried are you about a recession?
Our modeling shows that a recession is just about guaranteed if this retaliatory tariff environment continues.
Some dark clouds on the economic horizon.
So, Eli, it's interesting because the U.S. president is promising a golden age for America. How realistic is that?
What he is talking about is this incredibly dramatic shift, bringing manufacturing home, reshoring these companies, a lot of companies that have left America for a more economically favorable environment, things like lower wages. And a lot of the experts that we talk to say such an operation would be expensive and immense. We are talking a time span of easily a decade, and the cost, billions and billions of dollars. You need to find the staff, you need to build those factories, and during all of this transitionary period, there's a very real risk that GDP begins to fall and inflation, which was just wrestled under control, begins to rise. And that's why some of the experts we talked to say that historically, there's a reason that tariffs have actually fallen out of fashion. They just don't work that well.
Yeah, really nerve-wracking time. Eli Glasner, thank you.
My pleasure.